This game is really cool. It has so much cool potential, and you can find more information about it down in the description. It's called Above the Snow. And what we're going to do today, it's created by Above the Desk. So, and they've provided a key for this video. I just want to be transparent there. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay. What I want to do today is I'm going to explore the sandbox mode so you can get a feel for what the game is like and we can explore sort of how it all works. But I am very interested in the campaign for this as well. It has an original experience with a good story and different characters and stuff. And I would really love to take us sort of on that journey and go with them with that stuff too, because I think that would be really great. But to get a good feel for how the game works and how the flow of everything is, for this one-off video to showcase it to you, I'm going to go with the sandbox start. And then if you like more and want to see more later, we can dive into the campaign at a later date. I have to do it this way because I have way too many projects going on right now, and it's just trying to be disciplined and not have like 6 games going at once. Okay, I think there's a limit to how many things I can play at once, and this is I think I've reached that limit. We're just gonna go casual stroller just for the sake of showing you how the game works. So what is this game? Well, as you can see from this visual, right? Picture this, right? There are plenty of people out there who want to visit the Swiss Alps, and they are mountaineering. They want to go out and explore nature. They want to rock climb. They want to, I want to scale Mount Everest. There's a lot of people that are like that. And there's a lot of variety of people, in fact, that, some are just there for a casual experience. They want to go out and experience the mountain and see the beautiful visuals. Other people are there for the challenge. We can make it there. And so our job as this shelter is to provide not only a shelter for people who are out here in the Swiss Alps, but also to create experiences for them. Create the trails that they're going to be exploring, making sure that they're challenging for the right people, casual for the right people, and also safe for everybody, hopefully, and also catering to the needs that they have, including potentially having to go out and rescue them. So for this demonstration here, for this let's try, I'm just going to call this the tryout. This is the tryout cabin, all right? And this is, again, we're not going to continue the sandbox. If I want to play this game, or if you guys want to see more of this game, I do want to go into the story because I think it's really cool. All right, so how does this all work? Well, Ed Veesters here says, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Eternal Winter mode, okay? In this mode, you don't need to worry about completing the story, fully focus on building the best mountain shelter in the Alps. Cool. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so how does this work? Here's our mountain shelter, and we're assigned 3 random people that can come out and help us. These characters are not like randomly generated. They're all handcrafted, and in the story, they actually have their own individual stories and stuff that you can explore. So it's very nice. So this is Leopoldo. There's Florina. And there's Shauna Bernard. So these are the 3 people that will be helping to run our cabin for this demonstration. We have a couple of different buildings here that need fixed. One is the garage, which would be very important to have because it's going to let us go out and get deliveries and such. So I'm going to put Leopoldo on that. One is a helipad, which I'm going to just not bother to fix at the moment. We don't, hopefully not need it, but I will do it at least once just so you can see, because I think graphically and visual and like audio, they've done a very good job on this game. I'm really excited about it. It's very cool. And then this is the radio tower, probably the most important building for us. And I'm going to put Shauna on that. Okay. They're going to go out and repair those things. Okay. And this is our cabin. I got it paused right now, but I'm going to let it go because now I've given them a task. At the bottom of the screen, you can see that we have some money. It's just generically called money. This is the lodging fee from one alpinist is $100 at the moment. And our breakfast price is $6, lunch price is $12, dinner price is $6. And we can go in and adjust those things. So we have 3 layers in this game. Okay. This layer that we're at right now, I don't remember what this layer is called because you can only see the name of the other ones, but this is where you see an overview of your land, and there's a lot of different land that we can unlock. So this is not what we're limited to. We actually can build out this way. I think this over here is unlockable. So there's some other stuff that's, this right here is unlockable, and we'll be unlocking this first, etc. Okay, then you have the shelter layer, and that's what's inside. And so for the starts here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into build mode, and I'm also going to click this little hammer icon because it's faster. But if you click one of these and hold down this button, you can sell. So we're going to kind of just get rid of some of this garbage. And it's faster if you just hit this hammer, and then you can just bop, bop, bop. And then, so a lot of the stuff we don't need to keep. And so this is going to allow us to just get some starter cash while we clear things out. There we go. Just get some starter cash there. We're at $2,000 now. Get this out of the way, this out of the way. So these things are kind of all done and out of the way now. Yeah, there we go. Now we have this table here. This table is not junk. We can actually use this. And I can like add chairs and such through here, which I think I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to leave this where it is. And we're going to add some chairs here for comfort. And they can eat from there, which is reminding me down below. So we have wood, super important resource. It seems like you never have enough. So you want to get as much wood as possible, as fast as possible. You have raw food. Raw food is not something they should be eating. And then you create the rations, the breakfast, the prepared meals, you know, for your guests that will be right here. And then you have a certain budget that you're giving them too. So for example, in the kitchen, we have a double meal ration for breakfast, a single meal, which is 2 rations for lunch, and a single meal, 1 ration for dinner. I'm going to actually switch that down. And what you'll see is that you get morale boosts for your guests if you give them more food. You give them better amenities, give them better service. They all get morale boosts, which helps your ratings, which helps your money flow, as well as more people to come to your shelter. All right, and then the final mode that we have to look at here, and actually I think we'll do this in sequence because I think it's easier to demonstrate things as we go. So for the starter bits here, we want to begin to build our shelter to create accommodations, and this is what they expect. These 3 things are what people expect: comfort, storage, and entertainment. Okay, so they need a place to relax, they need a place to store their stuff, and they need a place or they want to be entertained, right? And so if we can raise these up, we can meet expectations, and if we exceed expectations, then they get morale boosts as they go. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. I'm going to go ahead and visit the yard. This is called the yard view, and we can see that our people are out here repairing that right now. That's Leopoldo's over there. We have a couple of people that are travelers. These are our guests. You can see we have 2 alpinists that are arriving. Sometimes they'll arrive solo, other times they'll arrive as part of a group. We can see that over here on this tab here, the alpinist groups tab. And in this case, we actually have 2. We have a group of 2 that are now considered in the shelter. That's those 2 we just saw. But there's another 2 groups that are on their way. They're on the trail. And there's 4 in this group and 3 in this group. So, you know, we got a lot of people to cater to, and we're going to have to get started on that pretty quickly. Once the radio tower is completed, as far as its repairs go, once this is completed, we will be able to use this to visit the tech tree. So at the moment, the tech tree is accessible because of the radio tower, and you can't do any tech if your radio tower is damaged. So that's why we're fixing it first. The tech tree is fairly extensive, goes in 4 different directions that are all themed towards various different things, like vehicle capabilities and upgrades that way. You have your staff capabilities and different training that you can invest in. You have comfort stuff, entertainment stuff, etc. for your guests out this way. And then you have the stuff that matters for outside. Sometimes that means amenities that you can place outside, like campfires and hot tubs and things like that. But other times, it's mostly unlocking zones that give you better tools, like upgrading a woodshed or building woodsheds and rescue centers, etc. So there's lots of different things that we can do with that. And you get access to higher tiers by upgrading the radio tower, which is all very expensive. So let's go ahead and zoom time ahead really quick here, just a little bit. Radio tower is now completed, and my staff have stamina. All right, so as they do tasks, their stamina will go up, go down as they do tasks, and then you need to give them time to rest if we do as well. On the tech tree, we now have it available. So the first thing I want to do is I need to make sure that everybody has a bed. They have to have a place to sleep. It's going to be really demoralizing if they have to sleep on the floor in their hotel here. So we can unlock a new room for $50, and so this is where people can stay. And we actually have 2 different floors, so we can go the upper floor or the lower floor that's here. And this is basically 3 floors. There's the place where everybody's like a common area. That's where the kitchen is, where they're going to eat, etc. Then you have the floor above that, which is what I'm looking at here. And then the floor above that, which is even more rooms. Okay, so I'm going to start by unlocking this one. There we go. So we now have a room that we can build things in. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here's this, and this is the room we've unlocked. So in this room, we want to place beds, and we also need to make sure that everyone is taken care of with heating. And that's important for the lower floor as well. We need to make sure that people are gathering in places and are comfortable, but also able to be warm and stuff as well. And I don't have any tools to give them other than these space heaters and such as well, so which I can place. They don't have a huge range, but in general, the fireplace is a great place for people to gather, right? So I can probably do something like, let's say this, and probably something around like this. I'm going to have 2 of these, but we can reposition them freely, so it's fine. And then in the floor above, the bedrooms, I'm going to also want to make sure that this place is very well covered as well with heat. So I'm thinking probably right about here is a good place, and maybe one more along this back wall would be all right. This is probably good enough. I guess we'll have to see how that distributes as we go. But there we go. Kind of covering the whole room. We do get some heat kind of flowing in from the fireplace as well. I like to envision it that it's just like going under the door or whatever, and it's over here. But that takes care of the heating problem. Now we need to take care of the furniture problem. Over in the tech tree, we also have access to the sleeping, which unlocks beds. And we also have communal space. We need to purchase seating 1 before we can have that. So we need both of these, which is fine. I wanted these things anyway. There we go. And then communal space is good too. Now, the bunk beds are a bit more expensive, but they provide double. They cost twice as much, and they provide double the sleeping space. So it's good. The best part about it, though, is that they take up the same amount of floor space. You're limited on your floor space, so if you can put 2 people in the same floor space, you're good to go. I'm also going to go ahead and grab... probably should grab this stuff because it's storage space and they have expectations for that too. So we'll go ahead and grab that as well. The next thing I want to grab is survival essentials. Such an important thing to have. And I have $1,700 left from all the stuff I did. So let's grab survival essentials. This is going to unlock the woodshed, which is, in my opinion, especially early game, like the most important building you can get. But also going to give us rescue center, weather station, rental shop, and allows us to continue Francis's story if we had Francis. We don't have Francis, so we don't have that perk for us, at least not yet, in this little sandbox play. All right, I want to also get the woodshed upgraded right away. It's totally worth it. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we need an outside zone to build this stuff in. So I'm looking at outside. Let me just take a look really quick at the yard. Can I build the woodshed? I don't have enough. Well, I don't have enough wood. So the first way to get wood is the woodshed. But if you don't have enough wood, then you need to buy it and you need to get deliveries. One of the reasons why we fixed this building is because it's going to enable us to do that. So over here in the delivery tab, I'm going to select this vehicle. And it says the landing pad is damaged, which means we can't do air transport. Air transport has a lower capacity and it costs more, but it has the advantage of being very fast. And it doesn't take one of your people to go out and do it, because this takes our people to do it. So if we're short-staffed and we're like, man, I wish I had more people, maybe in some situations the airlift would be better, or the helicopter would be better. I'm gonna ignore that. I will do it at some point in this video just to show you, but I'm mostly ignoring that because it's expensive. All right, let's have Shauna go out and do that. You'll notice each worker has 3 different traits here. They have traversal, work speed, and movement speed. And this also can be impacted by their stamina. So if they're very tired, that movement speed is going to be reduced. And we'll see that reflected as how characters move around. Their traversal ability is how good are they on the mountain? And that matters because, and as I'll show you in a second, we have another layer, not just inside the cabin, not just outside the cabin. We have one more layer to explore, and there's a lot of stuff going on in that layer. So we're going to say, let's say 100 food, and can I afford 250? Honestly, 300 wood is better. So we have a 400 capacity. I'm going to fill this first order with that. That's $900. It's a lot of the money I have, but it's going to be worth it. So let's go ahead and commence that task. She's going to go out and get me that stuff that I need. Okay, so now that I've covered some of these things, the wood needs to be spent on beds, unfortunately, because people need a place to sleep. So this is the upper floor. This is the highest floor of everything. One floor down in the middle, this is where we've purchased the room. So I'm going to go ahead and get some beds. Now, I can only afford one of these bunk beds right now because I just don't have the wood. And so part of me actually thinks maybe I will bypass that really quick just for the sake of getting started on the other requests that they have. I think sleeping quarters is still more important. Never mind. All right, so let's place this bed. You can kind of place it wherever you want, and you can freely reposition everything too. I'll place that there, but it's 60 wood to do that, and so without that, I don't have it. Thankfully, beds don't cost money. Some things cost money and other resources, and some things do not. So most of the stuff does not cost that. I think I'm actually going to place this bedside table right here next to this bed. Yes, I think so. Maybe so. This is storage 1, and this is storage 1. They're both the same, and then this adds storage 2. Ooh, that might be better. Because it's the same, I think it's the same amount of space, isn't it? And it's a little bit bigger, but I don't know if this is space that yeah, it's kind of sticking out of the corner there. It might get in the way of another bed. Okay, we'll stick one of these here instead. So let's just kind of put this. I mean, it looks like there's one right there, right? So it kind of fits the room to have another one right here. So I'll just place this down, kind of clipping into the wood a little bit there, but that's okay. We'll just say that it's, you know, a built-in feature. It was built there. Okay, so that's going to add some storage space, and that's important because of their expectations, right? They need more places to store things. In this case, they expect 90. We're up to 77. They expect comfort to 200 right now, and we're up to 173. And entertainment, we have very little, so it is what it is. Okay, we're going to get raw food from the delivery. Let's back out here, back to the yard. We're going to get food from this, and then there's one more layer, okay? Finally, we're going to show it to you, and the layer is the trail map. So this is the trail map. Now, we have our visit to the market that's happening with Shauna. She's going to be going out, and we're going to be able to see her progress and driving and coming back and everything as she drives out. There she is. So they have to actually move. They actually have to do things. We have a couple of things to take a look at when we hover over top of her. We can see what she's working on, what she's driving, etc., what she's going to get. We have an estimated time for her to travel. We also have the current risk, and this is safe hold. Go forth. The route is safe. There's a 7% risk here. It's very low, but the more riskier the route, the more chances things can happen, and then you have to react to those things. Here's the thing, though. There are a lot of locations. And your alpinists that are coming to visit you will gradually want to visit all of these places. And so we need to be able to make trails that take them to these places. Which places do they want to go? Well, in the beginning, they want to go close by, right? Generally, it's going to be focused on these 3 locations right here. Feroce, Espertval, I don't know how you say it, and Celestial Grove. We can see which ones they want to go to by clicking the Alpinist Groups tab, and it will show us exactly what they're intending to do. So we have these guys that want to go to Feroce. These guys want to go to Celestial Grove, and so do these guys. We also have this icon for the group, and this is an indicator of their level of experience and their capabilities. If we click this group, we can see that these guys are casual strollers, and they want to depart in 2 days. So typically people will come here and stay for 2 days, and then they'll depart on their journeys, okay? These different groups have different expectations as well. So if we go up to the guest book, we have 5 different groups to cater to, and our popularity will be adjusted depending on what we're doing. So how many different trails do we have that cater to certain groups? And we'll probably get more desirability from certain groups if we have more trails that cater to them, right? So for casual strollers, these are like sort of, yeah, well, as the name implies, they're there for casually. They're not there for adventure to the sake of like getting their heart rate up. They're not necessarily out there for the challenge of things. They're not looking for danger, right? They're looking for beautiful nature and to see things, right? Same thing with nature fans. That's kind of where they are too. Each group has a traversal skill. And in this case, casual strollers actually have from level 2 to 3. Nature fans are from 1 to 2. And hardcore guys are also 2 to 3. So casual strollers and hardcore guys are about the same. The difference, though, in their traversal skills, the difference, though, is what they're here for. So the casual strollers are here. They're looking for like forests and nice places to visit and to look at. And their desires are slopes that are about 10 degrees to 15 degrees. Okay. The hardcore fans, however, they're looking for steeper slopes. They're not here for sightseeing. They're here to climb, right? They're here to, you know, for that more of a hardcore challenge, right? But they're not necessarily great at it yet. That's where we get to boulderers They want us about 45 degrees. They're looking for like free climbing type stuff, okay? Their traversal skill is higher, 3 to 6, and they're looking for opened areas. And then finally, the professional climbers. These guys looking for 45 to 60 degrees. They also want big, nice places to view, and their traversal skill is the highest. So when we create trails, we're going to be able to see what is the level, right, that we can expect, right? So as she arrives, we now have our delivery of wood. Now, I could make more beds, but I do want to get started on some of these trails. And we saw that these are all casuals for now, and they want to go to Celestial Grove. Yeah, Celestial Grove. So what are we looking for casuals, right? Well, let's come back over to the book and get a refresher here. So casuals, level 2 to 3 as their traversal. They're looking for slopes of 10 to 15 degrees, and they want to visit forests and nice viewing points. So Celestial Grove is over here. There is a forest area on the way to it, so we can create a trail that way. In build mode on the map, we can go ahead and create a path segment. We need wood for this, and it gets quite expensive, so that's why I needed to wait for the wood to be delivered. I'm going to bring about like this. So I can go all the way out here. The further out I go, the more wood it's going to cost. But there's also the sort of like these checkpoints as we go through here too. And so you don't want a long path that takes people all the way over to someplace that has and obviously not a single segment here, but you don't want a path that just goes on and on and on and doesn't visit any one of these points on the way. It's better to visit points on the way because people want to take a break. Where are they going to take a break at if they don't have a shelter along the way, or at least some place to set up camp along the way? And that's the kind of thing. You don't want them to be out and exposed. So I'm going to say right about here is where I'm going to have this path go. I could also bring it over here. This is an open area, and if I go close enough, I get the river as well. So any group that's looking for that, they can take advantage of that through here. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get the river and the forest in any particular space. That's apparently not going to give me open. It's not going to. You're not going to get open area and forest at the same time because that it doesn't work that way, right? It's either open or it's forest. But these guys generally want forest, so I'm going to have this trail kind of go out just enough to give them forest and river. Can't do that. Okay, so we're just going to deal with the forest, and we'll go about, let's say here. It's 180 wood to make this, and it's 10 degrees is the slope, and that's great. And it's level 1 for difficulty. It's not that difficult to do. So that's kind of what we're generally looking at for here. So we'll go 180 there. Then I want to bring them to Celestial Grove. Now, if I go directly there, you can see that the slope gets a little bit more extreme. All right, we're up to 30 degrees now on this, and it's a little bit high for them. So what I can do is I could bring this path closer to the river really quick. If possible, I could bring this like to here. It's going to be more expensive to do this, but I'm kind of looking at just giving them something else to look at along this trail is what I'm thinking. So if I can somehow give them, like, say something like this, it's going to be more expensive. I may not be able to make it to Celestial Grove if I do this. Yeah, I don't think I can make it. I'm going to need another delivery of wood. But I'm trying to have this trail cover my bases here for a lot of other people. A lot of people are going to be using the same trail, right? So about here, I think is good. And then we'll have them go out this way. So now we have open spaces, and I can keep this a little bit more manageable, right? That's 10 degrees from there. So coming from here, it's pretty steep. But if I come from over here, it's not quite as expensive, or it's not quite as taxing. And it's a little bit longer of a path, but I can also use these paths for multiple routes. So anyone who wants to go to Espriteville, for example, casually, we could always wrap around and come here. Not as steep. Or if we have somebody who really wants to go steep, we could just take them directly from this point and go straight up. And that looks like it's going to be pretty steep. Right. I need more wood to be able to make this trail. So we're going to have to back out and go back to deliveries and have another delivery. Now, we did get some fees from the alpinists who are staying with us. So that's going to help us. Let's have Florina go out and make it this time. I'm going to get 400 wood. I need so much of it. So let's commence this task really quick. All right. I've never heard her voice before. Okay, so the next thing to do then is we need to build the woodshed and everything. We got $573 for money, and we have very little wood, but we need to build this. So the woodshed requires 150 wood. Oh, I thought it was 100. Damn. I don't know why I matters, because like It's 98 anyway. So tell you what, since we can't build the woodshed yet, we have another delivery coming. Why don't we go ahead and add another bed? We need the people to not be without a place to sleep. So let's go ahead and add another one right over here. And I don't know if I have to create a space between these, but I'm going to. I think it's just a little better. And since I can't put another bed in this area anyway, I'll block the door. I don't want to block the door. So since I can't do that anyway, we'll just put like 2 spaces on this one. It's okay. All right. So those beds are there. Now, perhaps since these heaters are here and I paid for them already, perhaps we should look at some comfort stuff. This takes 40 wood. This is 20 wood. So I can build 1 chair. Okay. 1 chair it is then. We'll build a chair right, let's see, right along this path. So maybe we line it up with, we'll line it up right here. We'll say the 1 chair goes like this. It's kind of close, pretty close to the fire. There we go. Okay, so we'll wait for that delivery for wood, and then we'll have that trail made. We don't have to be in a hurry. The game kind of works at whatever pace you want it to work at, right? But we do need someone cooking. We're running out of rations. So why don't we get Leopoldo to go ahead and do that. And so he's going to make his way down here and start. He looks like a chef, doesn't he? So I think he probably likes to be in the kitchen. He's definitely all about that kitchen stuff. And again, he's got, different stats. His traversal skill, his work speed, work is 200%. I don't know why it's green. Maybe it's because he's in the kitchen. Oh, right here. Yeah. Worker special skill. So he's especially good in the kitchen. +1 work speed. She has the doctor skill. Interesting. So work speed when doing doctor stuff, I suppose. And then Shauna has equipment repair. Okay. So she each one has their own special perks there. I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't paying attention. It's text on the screen. You know me. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Charlie. I sometimes miss things written right in front of me on the screen. It happens. All right. So Celestial Grove is here. We now have our delivery of wood. Let's go ahead and get our track segment. And that is going to be much better. Okay. So there's our track segment. But that doesn't make the trail. It just sort of designates it. What we need to do is actually make the trail. So we're going to come over here and we're going to say, hey, we have a trail that we'd like to make that's dedicated, right? We're going to label it. We're going to tell all of our alpinists, hey, you can try this one. Here's the map, etc. So I'm going to say it's here to here to here. All right. There's your map, if you will. This is the path you're taking. We can confirm this route. Risk is currently considered unknown. Now, if we want to improve this route, we can install things like handrails and fences and barriers and chains, etc. We can install things like that to increase the safety of this. And that just leads to a lower chance of danger. But at the moment, the danger is fairly low. It's a grade 1. It's not that dangerous. It's going to probably be fine. So confirm the route here. And I'm going to have a naming convention that, because eventually you're going to have a lot of trails and you're going to have this big list and you're going to want to know, like, where are people going? And it's going to get a little bit hard. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say Celestial Grove. Okay. The location. Then I'm going to do a dash and I'm going to say L1. And this just tells me this is a level 1 trail. So these are an easy trail. Go ahead and submit that. Now, the final step for this is actually having a worker to go out and do this. The vehicle is optional. You can just add a worker to it. It'll just take them a lot longer to do. I like to give them the vehicle because it's also, I think, a little bit safer for them, right? Because if you do this, risk is unknown. If I say Shauna, for example, she has a traversal and it's going to be kind of based on her traversal. She's going to actually have to do this. I'm going to give her the vehicle, though. I think it's going to be way better, way faster, and she can go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and do that and commence the task.
Let's get that thing checked out.
So she's going to come out and actually make that trail. Clear that out so that people can walk that trail, okay? And what's going to happen is the alpinists that want to go to Celestial Grove, they will select this automatically. They will choose the trail that is best going to fit them. And that's what these guys will have. Now, these guys want to go to Feroci, and they're also casuals. Feroci is up here. And so that looks like it's going to be a bit more challenging to get to. We're going to look at that in a little bit, but right now I need to take care of my shelter. I need to make sure I got beds and things, and that's what this wood is going to be dedicated for, because it's getting to be nighttime and people are going to want to sleep. So let's go back to the shelter, And let's head up to floor 2 and see already people are trying to sleep. Okay. Not everybody, but mostly. For the heating, everyone's very cold right now. We put the radiators in, but we didn't turn on the heat for them. And so we don't have anything running. When you turn the heat on, of course, everyone's going to be way more comfortable. And eventually, I don't know if that works in sandbox mode right away, but eventually, when people are cold, they're more susceptible to getting ill and, you know, death and stuff. Temperature colors up here, so everything's very chilly right now. We're going to turn our heating power on. The more powerful I make it, the more wood per day I use. I'm going to start with 30%. And that should get the heat coming in pretty quickly. Just enough to where it is warm for them to sleep, right? That's what we want, is just a warmer sleeping environment. And right there, we have definitely a warmer sleeping environment for them, which is good. All right, we want to go in and build more beds. And I'm thinking we probably go maybe from the back of the room, and then we could go up the middle as well. I mean, I guess I could go from here because this looks like it's an adequate amount of space for them to walk through. Yeah, we could do that. So let's bring it all the way back to the back of the room. Let's say right here. And yeah, I guess maybe I could leave a little bit of a gap. It's probably okay. I think so. One there. Flip it over. I'm going to leave just like a little bit of a space. Yep, there. And then I'm actually going to flip it over again and kind of do like a back-to-back thing. And probably not the most comfortable thing for people to experience. Maybe I don't need to do that. I mean, it's all the same amount of space anyway, right? So you might as well spread it out to where they actually have some... I kind of want those against the wall, though. Yeah, how much room do I have there? If I do this against the wall... Okay, I have a space between them. I like that. All right, so we'll just do this. Like that. Yep. I like it. So we don't really need to turn it around. I suppose I could just redo that. So we can. We go into build mode. We can select this and freely move them around. So we'll do something about like this. Now, in case you're curious, refunds, how do they work? Well, you don't get everything back, but you do get most things back. So in this case, if I was to break down this bed, I would get 48 wood back. It cost me 60 to build it. So it's not too bad. But in general, you don't want to go willy-nilly and build a whole bunch of stuff, because if you have to break it down, you're not going to get everything back. That's just the way it goes. Let's add a little bit more comfort for them. I'm going to put this sofa right next to this chair. I think that seems like a pretty good fit. Right about there is good. Yeah. All right. We have now gained comfort that exceeds expectations, general expectations, right? And so we have 299. I think, well, it says 209 out of 299. I think that's to continue forward. But you're going to notice that we have a morale boost here, all right? So the star, basically this black line that's right here, that's before my tooltip pop-up gets in the way. That black line signifies where they expect things to be. And as long as your star rating is at or above that, then you're good to go. But if you're above that, you get a morale boost. So everybody who comes to your place is going to have a morale boost, which is kind of nice. All right, trail setup is waiting. Let me see how we're doing on that trail setup. So she's out here. She's got 2 seconds left, and she's done. So as soon as that happens, she returns home. She comes back. Everything's good. Now these alpinists are going to choose that. They do this all automatically. Whatever is best fit for them, that's what they're planning to do. So these guys all have a destination. The Feroci people do not currently have a destination. Okay. We have some money. I'm going to get one more delivery of wood. Need to make sure that yes, I know, stamina. One more delivery of wood, and then we're going to start getting wood ourselves. I keep forgetting to do that. I wanted to get that trail set up for them because there's a lot of people here, and I was like, hey, you need a place to go. So let's do Florina. You're next. And again, I can't afford a full load this time, but I can get 600 worth. So let's get 300 wood here. Commence that task. We'll go down the mountain. We'll go down the mountain and get some more. Okay. Leopoldi is still over here, and his stamina is gone, man. He's tired. So I'm going to take him off the task. He can go and rest. He's basically done anyway. There's 97 rations here already anyway, so he's basically done. Now we got a couple of other things that we could have people do. All right. The front desk actually has something. That's a place that they can work. It's a well-managed records, tidy desk, and easy check-in, and can get us some bonus tips. Very nice. I'm going to add Shauna to this.
Got a whole checklist for this one.
Then there's the doggo. The doggo, yes. Brush Brutus. The doggo. He is such a good puppers. Good looking shelter mascot will do wonders for our image, increasing our reputation from happy guests. Also, Brutus loves a good brush. So we can put, well, I could put Leopold on it, but I wanted to put Florina on it. She is busy, doing that. So instead, I'll put Leopold on it when he's no longer tired, which is in a little bit, I guess. Yeah. All right, he can go ahead and do this. That's good. All right, now this is just, it's just brushing him, petting him, making him feel loved. And what this does, there's a couple of perks here. Once they're done with this task, there is a time period that will tick by where people are more likely to give us tips. Okay, and then same thing here with Brutus. Once he is done, I forget the perk. We're actually going to be able to see it in a second. But there's a perk that happens with when you're done petting him too. Okay, bonus is, it just says that his bonus is activated. Great. I don't think that's, let me see if this is in here. So I'm going to go to bonus activities. Okay, you can acquire reputation multiplier. Okay, so if he's happy and he's go lucky, you showed him some love, then you can get a reputation multiplier for that specific period of time. It's a very limited time thing. It's a bonus that happens for a short time. And then the tips, same thing. Tip jar will be set up as well there. Okay, so those are the two bonuses that happen from that. We have the wood. Let's get that done. I'm not gonna delay this anymore. Okay, we're good. So what we want to do for this, I don't think it will let me build it on my current land. I think I have to unlock other outdoor space for this. Yes, I don't have enough space on my current land, of course. So we need more outdoor space. Let's go to the tech tree and we're going to select outside zone. I don't have enough money for, of course not. I will have enough money as soon as the morning takes over and all these alpinists are happy. So we'll just have to wait for that to happen. In the meantime, I do have enough beds. Thankfully, I now have enough beds, so I don't have to worry about that right now. I just need to make sure I have enough wood to build the wood shed. That's just gotta happen. So we're gonna wait just a little bit longer. Tip jar now wears off. I had the tip jar overnight, which is probably not the most ideal time to have it. It is becoming morning now, though, so why don't we have somebody else go ahead and refresh that. Same thing with Brutus. We'll have somebody refresh that, too. There we go. Pet the good doggo. When people wake up, now we can maybe get better tips, potentially, there, too. But they will pay for their stay here. That's what's happening right now. And if we can just get a little bit more cash, how much does it cost for this woodshed? Or for the outdoor zone? I think it's $200. I think it's $200 for the outdoor zone. But we have money arrival happening for 10%. Oh, I see. So it's an arrival multiplier. It's not for... I see. It's only 10%. So like instead of paying... No, that's the lodging fee. Yeah, the standard lodging fee. So like everyone who's there currently, that would still apply there. Yeah. That would still happen. I don't think it lasts long enough. I just feel like it should last longer than that because you have to keep doing this and micromanaging this over and over again. It is a very temporary task. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I don't feel like it lasts. I feel like maybe tripling the time would be better, but that's just me. We have a lot more people arriving, right? And on the trail coming towards us now, we have Readers Assembly. There's 2 people here who are considered professionals. So they're going to want something a little more than L1, right? They're professionals. And so professionals, they want, here we go, desires, right? Way up here, they want slopes that are steeper, 45, 60 degrees. They have a much higher traversal skill, and they want that. Also this layer, you might be curious, like where do your employees sleep? This is down here, way down in the bowels of the place. This place is looking pretty devastated. I'm going to assume that later on we can upgrade this so we can have more employees. But right now, we're kind of limited to what we have here, which is still a lot of people. I mean, this can hold 8. I mean, by the looks of it, there's 8 beds. So I think you can have a lot more people eventually. But this is where all those guys sleep. Okay, so I've clearly spent more money than I should have, and I could get some of it back maybe by removing some of these things if I was, but I only get 48 back if I do that. And it cost me how much to build it? What did it cost? That was 60. So I'm going to drop 12, but there, never mind. We have it. Yeah, because they arrived from the trail, so they all have to pay when they arrive. Okay, we have it. So let's go back out. And we're going to want to go, tech tree. We're going to go to outside zone. And there we go. So now we choose which outside zone do we want to access. And there's quite a few. I'm going to go here. This is the one that's kind of closest. It's going to let our employees, not have to walk as far to workplaces. And right away, this is all cleared out now. So that's like the cost of clearing out the trees and flattening the land, etc., that kind of thing. Okay, so we can now build the woodshed. It's 150. I'm going to build it as close as possible with maybe an asterisk. I want to leave a little space for the extra storage later because I know there's a small storage building too, but that's kind of a ways away. So maybe I don't care so much. Maybe we'll put it right here. Woodshed. Down. There it is. We can also build a weather station. So let us know kind of what the weather's going to be like. In the initial beginning of the game, weather isn't going to be too bad, I wouldn't think. But, obviously it gets worse and worse. And what that can do is it can up the danger, right? So level 1, if there's really bad weather, maybe this becomes a level 2. If something was a 3, maybe it becomes a 4 or 5. Depending on what the weather's doing in that area, it could be more expensive or it could be more dangerous. So you can add things like barriers and chains to help offset that, to help, make things a little safer for everybody and bring down the danger. So if something is a level 3, let's say, I could come over and say, okay, well, a level 3 or something's like 30, right? I could come over and say, okay, let's place barriers here. And now it'll downgrade it to a 2 because it's just a little bit safer, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's come over to our shelter again. And the woodshed. I need people working here. And it's going to be you, Shauna. Come on out here. Now, this is an upgraded woodshed already. I've already gotten the production upgrade for this. So it should be more wood per hour than it would normally be because the tech tree has the woodshed upgrade here. Speed increased by set 150%. I don't know if I don't know about the wording here. I don't know if it's actually going up by 150% because it kind of says increased by set 150%. I don't know what that means. Is it is it double and then some? Is it more than double as fast as it was before? Or is the speed actually 150%? So it's only a 50% increase is what I'm saying. So if I take a look at this, it does say that it's getting me 15 an hour. I want to say, so it's setting it to 150%. Okay, it's setting it to 150%. So it's not as big of an upgrade as maybe some people would think it is, but it's still pretty good. And what it means is we can now generate our own wood. We don't have to buy it as much, which is fine. I think initially I needed to deliver, but probably not as much as I did. All right, let's go back to the trail map. And we have another group here that's planning to leave soon, right? They're going to Feroci. They want to leave in a day. These are casual strollers, and they want to get to Feroci, which is over here. Now, we could try to find a trail that goes directly from the tryout all the way up here. We could, but that's pretty treacherous. That's pretty steep. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. Instead, we have a casual trail already that goes to Celestial Grove, and it's already established. We've already put the investment into it, so we could also take that and build off of that instead. So if we come up here, that seems pretty treacherous, right? That's an 80 right there, level 5, level 60 degrees, level 4. Oh, but right here, we have this nice little path right here where you can kind of cut between two of the peaks, and it gets a lot safer, but I don't know, man. We don't have a whole lot of wood for this, so it probably won't matter right now. But 114 from like here, 120 from there, 126, maybe right there would be a good place. And then from here, it's a 3. I want to downgrade that. So I've already spent the resources when I click, but you can remove it for free. And by free, I mean you get a full refund for removing that. So I didn't build the trail yet, so I can get a refund for it. So let's try from here. And then from here, there we go. So that's what I'm looking for, right? You basically get them to this kind of peak over here. And then as you go this way, we can get there. All right, it's a pretty mild run. We just need 90 wood in order to complete that. So that's what we're gonna be looking at, right? 90 wood. Let's go back to the shelter. And, Shauna's still over there. Her task, right? She's getting her stamina's lower. We can add another worker here though. So why don't we put Florina, let the women get out there and chop the wood. Yeah, there we go. Put them out there. And then I guess Leopoldo, I would normally have you cooking, but I don't have any raw food. So what we can do with my $700 is I can send you on a food run. Why not? So why don't we go and get like 150 food, and we can also get some wood while we're out too, I suppose. So maybe we'll bring this down to something we can afford. That's close. It's very close to being able to be affordable here, but we'll bring this down to something we can actually afford. So Leopoldo will take a trip to town and go out and get us some stuff. All right. And now we're getting wood, I think, twice as fast, right? Because, yeah, work speed is 412.5%. Having a whole bunch of people in here is a good thing. So we can get wood a lot faster. But Shauna is getting really tired. And so I'm going to actually give her a break. Pop that down. And now she's at 300%. That's interesting. Why is she at 300%? Ooh.
Behold,
I mean,
me.
I know, but I mean, oh, we have this event. Maybe this is it. Yeah. Minor WS bonus. Work speed +1 for another 9 hours. Is that what this says? Alps Clinic of Health. I don't know. 9 hours, though, is what it says. She has a work speed bonus. Huh. Okay. I can't control time while this event comes up. This is something I think they're about to patch, but between recording this video and that, they haven't done that yet. So I feel kind of rushed because my time is still going. Let's give them some anti-slip surfaces. This is going to grab us. Loud crash. I have to read it. I don't know, man. Let's do this one. So we're going to lose. Reputation, a measure of popularity. So when those events pop up, I would love if the clock stopped because I want to be able to read them and make that decision. But whatever time you're currently you just basically lose control of the clock when that happens. So if you're already at max speed, which you will be at max speed when these events pop up 9 out of 10 times, it just continues to go. I have talked directly to the dev about that already, and they said there was a patch coming up, but I got to record today, so it's not done yet. But just know that that's probably fixed by the time you play. Okay, so that said, 315 wood is enough to do what I need to do. So let's go to the trail map. These guys want to leave soon, so we got to hurry up on this. So let's take the pass segment, and we're going to go to there. 90 more wood, and that gives us a path to Feroci. We just need to create it. Okay, so let's go back to the trails, create trail, and you always start from the shelter. Every trail starts from the shelter. So it goes from here to here to here, and then up to here, and then up to here. Here we go. You do not need to make a loop. The trail, like alpinists know how to return to the shelter, so you don't need to make a loop. And that's generally a good idea because, like, if I made a loop from here to here, this would be more dangerous, right? So they can go up and they will return on the same trail that they came in on. Let's go ahead and confirm this. So this actually stops by the Celestial Grove. It's a longer journey to get to Feroci. So if they are tired at this point or they want to take a break, they can at Celestial Grove. So it's good to have multiple stops along the way for that. So we'll confirm this route, and I'm going to call this one Feroci L1 because it's a level 1. Yep. And then we'll just go ahead and make the vehicle and have, I don't know who. Shauna's good now, so we'll have her do it.
Copy that.
Copy that. Yep. Down the shelter. Okay. Leopoldo came back with some food. Lovely. So we will bring him to the kitchen, wherever that is, right here. Leopoldo, would you like to go and make some food rations for people, please? And then we'll put the other worker at the front desk here to help the tips, although this is overnight, so it's probably not the best time to do that anyway. We have 17 people and only 12 beds. That's a problem, but do I want to? Yeah, I kind of do. I need to make the beds. I need to make more beds. So we will come up here and make more beds. Now, if we play this game, if you guys like this, be sure to let me know down in the comments and such, right? Ooh, you know what? I think I can place this bed if I move that furnace. If I move the radiator. Yeah, I want to move the radiator. So this is actually flipped over, and I think that's okay. I could do it that way. And I can't do that because of where that radiator is, but if I move the radiator, just a little bit. I think I can fit another one right there. Or not. Not really. Okay, new plan. Take this bed, slide it out while she's sleeping. We'll just go a little bit further out from the wall. Does that... Oh, I can go a little further over too. Oh yeah, I can go over. We'll go just a little bit further over, and then I can move this even one more tile. Is that gonna work? Oh, come on now. What's going on? Yeah, there we go. That works for me. Okay. If we continue this, all right, if you want to see more of this game and you want to go through story mode and stuff, probably I end up building out the same way. I don't think I'm going to change it. I kind of like how this build is working, so we'll probably end up going about the same. It's not going to be very much different. So, but the story is going to change things a little bit, right? The story is, when you add the story element to it, it kind of changes the pace of everything. Let's place this one here. Yep, that's good. And then I don't know if there's... I mean, there's clearly enough room. I think just one tile, maybe they can just pass through things, but there's clearly enough room here for them to walk back here. Yeah, they can get in here, no problem. Okay, so that gives me 18 beds. There are 17 alpinists. I took care of them, okay? I took care of them. We're returning with our supply at some point here. You brought... Oh, no, that's not returning with supply. That's returning from the trail. You made the trail. So now that group of alpinists that's leaving in a day, they now have Feroci L1. So everybody has a trail that they are going to go to. So the next thing is Celestial Grove, but this time we want to do it for the professionals, right? We also have Feroci. They're already going to choose L1. That's great. And you guys are already on L1. That's on Celestial Grove. So every new group that we just got has a place to go. However, these guys are hardcore. So hardcore wants steeper slopes, 45 to 60 degrees. Professionals want 45 to 60 degrees as well. But their traversal skills level 1, level 2, and 3. These ones are 4 to 6. So we're basically at a point here where I can have the same trail because of the slope, but I need the slope to be safer for these guys. So I can leave this, like undone or whatever here. There's no overlap in their traversal skills. So if I make it a level 3, it'll make these guys happy, but these guys will be unfulfilled. If I make it a level 4, these guys will be happy, but there might be some injuries and dangers here because it's above their traversal skill. So I kind of need 2 different paths for these guys to reach the same destination is what I'm getting at here. If I go back to the trail map, I mean, unfulfilled is better than injured, right? Like they can be like, yeah, that was cool, but it wasn't very fun, right? Or it wasn't very challenging. That can be disappointing, but at least they're not getting injured, right? So let's take a look here. Both of you are going to Celestial Grove. You've chosen L1. It's clearly not what you want to do. So we need another path here for this. If I was to build a path segment, I don't have a lot of wood, but if I was to build it here, that gets me a level 2 traversal skill, which technically is fine for the hardcores, but it's not steep enough for these guys. They want it to be steeper. We could maybe bring it from, if we go direct, I doubt this will. If we bring it direct from this direction is basically what I'm saying. This is that's a very difficult thing. That's like professionals only. Right through here, I mean, the purple one. It's like professionals only here. This is how I would want to do Feroci, right? I would want to give Feroci up to about here and get that traversal skill to be where we want it to be. This is a 4. Yeah, a 4 and a 60 degree. That is for the professionals, a 4 and a 60 degree. So they would be fulfilled with that path. But I can't do that for the hardcore people. They would be, it's very dangerous for them. So I give the hardcore people this one. And then I make another path directly to Feroci here. And that goes to Celestial Grove. So at least they get this really hard climb here at the beginning. And then they kind of get a casual stroll to Celestial Grove from there. I think they probably would be okay with that. So the 2 paths I would like to do here is kind of creating a loop. I would want to put one here for the hardcore people. They'd get a nice, easy stroll to here. And then a slightly more challenging one that they're expecting right through here. And then the next one to build would be this one here that goes up directly to Feroci. but it's much more challenging as a path. And I probably want to make it to where it's, yeah, kind of like here. Yeah, 45. Probably, I can't make it too short too. So if I end it here, for example, I won't be able to connect them. So your points have to be far enough away. I wish that wasn't the case. I think that's a little bit silly, that there's a limitation to the length of the path. I feel like that's very silly, but you know, that's just my opinion, man. So if I go maybe like right there, that would be all right. Of course, I need money for this, as well as you know, wood and everything. So I don't have the resources to do it anyway. But that's just like the planning. This is how I would do it if I were doing this. And yeah, we will see if we are doing that by your feedback, because we are at an hour, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much more in the game. I didn't even show you this yet, and I said I would. So tell you what, before we end this video, I will show you a helicopter delivery, just so you can see the differences between the other deliveries we've done. I will need to wait until people begin to pay me, but it is starting to get a little daytime here. I think this is about the appropriate time to hit this. So why don't we put Shauna there? Leopoldo's already very tired, but he has enough. We'll put you here. Yep, put her on the dog. Now that people are awake, you know, maybe we'll get better tips and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. As they start to pay us, we'll have the alpinist multiplier for a little bit longer, and then we'll do the helicopter delivery from there. Okay, so I've got a little bit more money now. I think I can probably do it. So we'll go to delivery, and this time we can now use the S&S air transport. Now, we're limited to 250, and the transport cost already starts at 100. Even before we do anything, we're paying an extra 100 because of the helicopter. So if I wanted wood here, for example, it gets quite expensive. It's like, I need 20 wood. I'm going to end up paying 40, yes, but also 140 because of the helicopter. So like I said, it gets pretty expensive to do this, and you wouldn't generally want to use the helicopter very often. But if I just buy, like, say, you know, 90 wood here and commence that task, it takes none of my workers' time, and the helicopter comes in. Thought I could see it fly in, but I can't seem to zoom up. I wish I could look up. Ugh. But I can't. So I'll just, like, I guess, stay really zoomed out, and we can watch the helicopter come in at some point here. There it is. It just kind of appears. I think they just did fantastic on the visuals for this game. I'm very satisfied with the visuals of the game. I think it looks really great. Helicopters and stuff too. Looks very good. And so now that it's delivered, the helicopter will then, you know, go ahead and take off, and I've gotten my resources that I wanted. Although I do think it should probably take off up and then over, because that is flying unnecessarily low. Just saying. A little unnecessarily low there. Anyway, if you like this is about the snow. It's definitely got some promise, and I totally want to visit this. But we're going to, if you guys like it and you express that you want more, because there's a lot more to the game. Like a lot more. We'll do so after I'm done with Hollywood Animal and News Tower, at least. Maybe all will fall as well. I want to get the projects that have been lingering for a while on the channel. I want to get those finished before I start anything new. So I want to show it to you here before it releases. You can find more information about it down in the description. And yeah, hopefully you'll join me for it if we decide to play it. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.